Hello there, and welcome back for practice 44. This is on page 46 of your TABE workbook. And in this one, we are looking at angles, specifically measuring angles. Number 1, Eli puts two angles together to form a right angle. One angle measures 35 degrees. What is the measure of the other angle? Well, a right angle, let's just sketch one. Looks something, let me do it straight. There we go. So we have one angle measures 35 degrees. So that's a little bit bigger than what I wanted, but it's okay. We're going to say that that is 35 degrees. Now we have to know what a right angle is. How many degrees are in a right angle? And there are 90 degrees in a right angle. So we're looking for the complement of 35 degrees. So to find that, you will say 90 degrees minus 35 degrees, and that will give you 55 degrees, which is the complement of 35. And again, these are called complementary. So the answer I'm looking for is A, 55 degrees. Number 2, we have a protractor with an angle shown on it. Let me just highlight the angle for you so we can tell what we're looking at. So the angle in question is right in here. Let me make that very obvious. We're looking at the angle between those two lines. So if you line up your one ray with 0 degrees, sorry, got the wrong pen, and then the other ray is about, okay, let me first of all figure out which scale you're looking at, because this is 0 degrees over here. We're using the bottom scale. So there's 0. Follow that up. It's a little bit past 60, but it's not all the way to 65. So I'm going to say 62 degrees. C. If you are using a protractor, you just want to make sure that that one ray on the bottom is lined up with 0. The vertex of the angle goes right here in that center point, and then you line up that 0 line, and that will tell you whether to read the top or the bottom scale. Just make sure that you're starting on 0. Number 3, the measure of angle DEF is 76 degrees. What is the measure of angle DEH? Well, don't let this throw you. We want to first of all notice the points. There's D, E, and F. So I'm going to highlight that one. D, E, F is 76 degrees. So this whole angle right in there is 76 degrees. And then angle DEH is the unknown. And they tell us HEF is 23 degrees. So I'm going to subtract those two to get a difference of 53 degrees. So let me just be sure that you're with me here. If this angle is 23 and the entire thing is 76, I would subtract to get the 53. That would be angle X. So this one is C. Number 4, two angles are shown. What is the sum of the angles? Well, if you know what the word sum means, S-U-M, you know what to do here. This is an addition problem because sum always means and that gives me 55. So the sum of the two angles is D. They are not complementary because they would have to add up to 90 degrees. We would call those angles adjacent angles. I'm trying to use that vocabulary for you so you would know those are adjacent. Number 3, we have adjacent because 76 is not 90. The one number 2 would be an acute angle. It's less than 90 degrees. So try to use that vocabulary, and that will help you learn it, help you memorize it. Number 5, 3 angles are shown. What is the sum of the angles? So again, we have addition. We've got 43, 86, and 13. So I have 2 acute angles and 1 obtuse angle. This one is obtuse. This is acute. And this one is acute. We need the sum of those angles. So this would be 12, carry 1, and 14. The sum of the angles for number 5 is B. Number 6. The measure of angle LMN, so from L to M, and then from M to N, is 120 degrees. So that is an obtuse angle. Select the 2 possible pairs of angle measurements for angles LMO, which would be this one, the X, and angle PMN, which would be the Y. So we're looking for 2 possible choices that could be X and Y. Now, I already have 45 in there, so we've got 120, that's the green, the whole thing, minus 45. Let's go ahead and take out what we know. So we have 75 degrees left. And then I want to find 2 angles down here that add up to 75. So I'm going to use my calculator just because I don't want to write all this down. I'm sorry, I'm being a little bit lazy today, but that's okay. This one I don't have to write down. I can tell you in my head that that's 75 degrees. So that's one of them. That's the one that adds up to 75. 36 and 37, that's 73 degrees. So that's not it. 37 and 39 it's close, but it's 76. 38 and 40, that's 78 degrees. 39 and 35, that's close, but not quite. So what about 39 and 36? And sure enough, that one is the second one. So I need to take out the 45 degrees and then find 2 choices that would give me that 75 that would be left over. Okay, number 7. Let me just repeat here. The answers to number 6 are A and F. Number 7. What is the measure of this angle? So again, they're showing me a protractor. There's one of the rays, and there's the other. And it's this one that goes through 0. So here's 0. We're using that bottom scale. So if you follow that bottom scale all the way around to the other ray, there's 140, and it looks like it goes maybe to 143. Is that one of my choices? Yes. So D, that is an obtuse angle. We are looking at the space between the two rays, and that is obtuse. Greater than 90, but less than 180. So the answer to number 7 is D. Number 8. 3 angles are shown. What is the sum of the angles? Well, we have a 29, which is acute, a 67, which is acute, and a 41, which is acute. And we're going to add all of those up because that's what sum means. And for number 8, I like C, 137 degrees. Number 9. The measure of angle TUV is 155 degrees. What 2 equations can be used to determine the values of angles TUW? That would be from T to U to W. That's the X value. And ZUV. So ZUV is the Y value. So we know the total. We know the 155. And if we take out the 73, that would leave us with 82 degrees. And the 82 is the sum of X and Y. So we need an equation that says the same thing, sort of, X degrees and Y degrees. So let's look at our choices here. We take 155 minus 73 and add Y to get X. That's close, but we take 175 minus 73 minus Y, and that would leave us with X. So B is one of them. If you take your total, you subtract the 73 and the Y, you will end up with your X. The same is true for E. If you take your total, you take out the 73, then you take out the X, you would be left with Y degrees. So for number 9, we're looking for B and E. Number 10, what is the measure of this angle? Well, I can tell you that it's a cute little angle because it is very small. It's not very big. 162 is way too big. 72 is too big. So I'm going to narrow it down to C or D, and let's see which it is. We are looking for this little space right in there, so not much at all. So get your 0. We're on the top scale this time. And we go up. We don't make it even to 20. If you look at this line, it is less than 20. So 22 is too big. I'm going to go with D. It is 18 degrees. And again, that is an acute angle. It's small, much less than 90. So number 10 is D. Number 11. Brandy puts 2 angles together to form a straight angle. So we've got a straight angle. Now remember what you know about straight angles. They are how many degrees? 180. They're half of a circle. So the straight angle is 180 degrees. One of the angles measures 78. Let me bring that in kind of like that. So maybe this part of the angle, right in here, is 78 degrees. So we want to know the other one, what this one would be. Now, if it's a straight angle, in total, we know that that's 180. Minus 78 would be 102 degrees. So we have an acute and an obtuse that get joined together to make a straight angle. So for number 11, I like A. The missing angle is 102 degrees. And if you look at that in my drawing that I made, it's about right. 102, that is obtuse. Mine is not exactly to scale though. I needed a little bit more room in that 78. But it's close. We're just getting an idea. Okay, number 12. Another protractor. And we have a very wide angle. We have a line here. It's almost half of a circle. Very nearly. So when you find 0, it's this one. You're using that outer scale. So you go around. It is almost at 170. Not quite. So I'm going to go with B, 169 degrees for number 12. Number 13. The measure of angle ABC is 133. So what is the measure of angle DBC? That's this one right in here. DBC. So if you take your 133, that is the whole shape, minus the 75 that we can see, that's going to be 58, I believe. So number 13, I like C. And guys, I almost picked B. That 53 to my dyslexic mind looks like a 58. So be careful. It's so easy to make little mistakes like that, and I almost did. The answer is C. Number 14. The measure of angle NPL. Now be sure you know what it's talking about. There's N to P and then P to L. Is 137 degrees. So what is the measure of NPM? NPM is right in here. And they have marked that with the letter X. Just to say we don't know that, we're calling it X. So 137 is the entire thing. Minus 63 is going to be 74 degrees for that yellow section that I colored in. So for number 14, I like D, as in dog. Number 15. Is this the last one already? One good thing about these pages with pictures and graphs, there aren't as many problems. So I guess that's good. It depends on how you look at it. But the measure of angle EKH, E to K to H, is 150 degrees. What could be the angle measurements of EKF? That would be, sorry, I didn't pick up the highlighter. That would be here, E to K to F, and G to K to H. So GKH is right in here. So we're looking for something that could be the sum of those two. So I'm going to take the 150 and I'm going to minus the 62 that's in the middle. So we are looking, let me check that, something doesn't look right. 150 minus 62, yes. So we are looking for two angles that sum up to 88. So this will be the sum of our x and our y. So whatever I choose, we have to get a total of 88. So let's add them up. A is 26 plus 62. That's 88. B is 30 and 60. Those are complements. That's 90. 33 and 59 is 92. That's obtuse. 35 and 54 is 89. That's awfully darn close, but not quite. The one that is the sum 88 is going to be A for number 15. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this lesson about angles. Hope you're practicing those flashcards. That vocabulary is so very important. Once you master the vocabulary, math gets so much easier. I will see you in the next video. Let's take a peek. Oh, it's the review. We are to the end of Chapter 6. So in the next practice video, workbook video, we will be wrapping up this unit. So I'll see you soon, and I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.